What is going on, guys? I'm Flawless here, and today I want to talk about Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and I want to focus at this point in time on the multiplayer experience. So firstly I want to talk about the exoskeletons that they are introducing, which are going to affect everything from your health regeneration, to the strength of your melee attacks, to how fast your character moves, and a lot of other dynamics in the game. And I think the introduction of exoskeletons will be interesting, but also a lot of the cop-out. I think they will be quite overpowered, and it will make the gameplay more interesting, but in my opinion, slightly too futuristic. If they are going to use them in multiplayer, I really think that they would have to be nerfed quite a bit, because from what I've seen in the reveal trailer, which doesn't allude to too much what's going to happen in multiplayer, but from what I've seen in the reveal trailer, it just seems pretty damn powerful, if anything not overpowered, which scares me slightly, because the melee attacks using the exoskeletons really destroy people. They're basically a one-hit kill, and I think if they get add them into multiplayer, they really need to tone that down quite a lot. I think as far as health regeneration goes and the speed of the character, I think it's an interesting dynamic in the way you affect your character's abilities with the perk setup. So that part I'm not too bothered about, and I think it'll be interesting to see the colour customization, camo customization you can get from it. But I really hope that the strength of the character with these exoskeletons isn't too overpowered. And also the fact that you can super jump in the game. That concerns me slightly, because that's basically what hackers did in Modern Warfare 2. They would super jump around the map. So I hope that if they do have super jump, it's only, you know, 10 feet you can jump, 20 feet you can jump, and not, you know, anything more than that, because anything more than that, it just becomes ridiculous. And we all know that the hit detection system isn't that great in Call of Duty anyway, so if it's similar in this one, it's going to be almost impossible to kill anyone. Now I also want to talk about invisibility, and as you guys have seen, characters can cloak themselves, and this is the thing that worries me the most, because if they add invisibility into multiplayer, we already know that it's hard to see people on a map and kill them. You know, quite often, a lot of the time, characters blend into the surroundings, and if they have a cloaking ability where they can blend in even more, it's gonna make it, it's gonna just basically make the game for camping. You're just gonna end up with teams sitting in corners, and that isn't what I want to see. I want to see a more fast-paced game, and so I hope that the invisibility either doesn't make it into multiplayer, or it's not fully invisible, that there is still some sort of way to see the characters. Or maybe there's a function within the exoskeletons where the opposing team can put a particular perk on, and to use the invisibility you have to have a particular perk on, and the perks counter each other out. So one will allow you to see an invisible person, and the other one will allow you to be invisible, so it's more balanced rather than there being no counter to it. And then there is also the introduction of laser weapons, and this is interesting, and it will certainly make the game different, and I'm in two minds about this. I think they will be fun to use, but also I think it will take something away from Call of Duty, because it will not be the same game that we used to. And At this point, I don't know whether that's a good or a bad thing. I would have preferred it if Call of Duty had gone back in time and not forwards by another 25 years. But they've decided to move the game forwards, and laser weapons, I think the only way they'd work is if they had a fast fire rate but were really low damage. So standard guns like assault rifles that use normal ammunition and stuff, they would have high damage but standard fire rate, whereas the laser weapons would have a high fire rate but very low damage. So you'd have to be more accurate with them in order to kill people. And now we get on to the free running and melee. Now, I personally don't think the free running will really be that much of... I don't think it would have that much to do with multiplayer. I think there'll be certain parts of the map where you can free run, but I don't think it'll be as much as part of the game as it is in Titanfall. I don't think it'll be to that extent. I think it'll just be certain parts of the map where you can free run. I don't think there'll be an awful lot of free running in it. But the melee is the most interesting part, because they're moving away from knives and stuff to super kicks and super punches and stuff like that. And I'm just hoping that they keep that to an acceptable level, where it takes 2 punches or 2 kicks or something, because anything stronger than that and it would just make the game really, really hard to play and just not as fun to play. It becomes irritating if people can just run up to you and super punch you and just knock you completely dead with one punch, and it only takes like half a second to do or whatever. I think the good thing about Call of Duty Ghosts was that they made the knifing a lot harder. Like, it's still possible to knife in the game, but the animation left you vulnerable. So if they made it something like that, where when you hit someone you are vulnerable for an amount of time, then that would make it a lot better. But they're just my thoughts on it. I'd like to know what you guys think, whether you think the introduction of exoskeletons, invisibility, laser weapons and free running and stuff would be a good thing or a bad thing. I think it has the potential to be a good thing, but it would have to be well balanced and it'd have to be counters to a lot of the things. And I think also a feature of countering melee attacks would be actually useful. But anyways guys, this was just a short commentary, and as always, like, comment, share and subscribe. I've been Flawless, and peace out. Yeah.